Listen, there are a lot of podcasts about the black church in the vein of Larry Reed and King Jives.
Yikes.
But if you're looking for a podcast about the black church that's thoughtful, informative, substantive, stimulating, then you need to subscribe to Black Church Chats. That's right. I need you to hit that subscribe button and then also hit the notification bell so that you'll know every time we go live. All right, on to the show. I am going to undermine right now prosperity preachers everywhere. And I am undermining them because it's necessary to do so, because they flagrantly and flippantly misuse this particular text. And so let's talk about it. 3 John, first verse. Actually, hold on one second, because it didn't pull up here. Okay. Second verse, 3 John, first verse. The elder of the beloved Gaius, whom I love in truth. The elder to the beloved Gaius. So what does that sound like? What does that sound like? Mark, salute to you. Reverend Mark, salute to you, Doc. What does that sound like? Let me read it one more time. The elder to the beloved Gaius, whom I love in truth. So what does that sound like to you right off the bat? It sounds like a greeting. It's the beginning of a letter. It sounds like a greeting, right? Verse 2, beloved, I pray that all may go well with you, and that you may be in good health as it goes well with your soul. For I rejoiced greatly when the brothers came and testified to your truth, as indeed you are walking in the truth. I have no greater joy than to hear that my children are walking in the truth. Let me read it out of the King James Version, because the King James Version is usually what's used. This is the English Standard Version that I just read. Let me pull it up in the King James Version. King James Version, you ready? The elder unto the well-beloved Gaius, whom I love in the truth. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. That text is normally used as a promise of health and prosperity. Y'all know how the preaching goes. You were called to dominate. You were called to walk in authority. You were called to walk in abundance, to walk in prosperity. You were called to see everything, all of your resources overflow. 3 John 2, you should prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. That's the word of God. And then what happens? Everybody shouts. People fall out, thinking that this is a promise of prosperity and health as the soul prospers. But that's not it, y'all. Again, we establish the context. This isn't a promise. There are promises in the Bible. As a matter of fact, we read a promise in Jeremiah 29:11. That's a promise to Judah. It's a specific promise to a specific people. However, there are promises. There are promises in the Bible that we as believers in the 21st century can claim and can hold fast to. I know the plans that I have for you is a promise that we just talked about to Judah, right? But this ain't a promise. This ain't a promise. This is a greeting from John to the intended reader. And it's meant as a way to express as a sentiment, as a way to express affinity and love for the reader, not to promise them that they are going to prosper and be in good health all of their days. All this is a greeting. In the same way, let's say that I wrote a letter to Michelle, our moderator. As a Giants fan, I hope they both lose. I got you. Let's say I wrote a letter, and at the beginning of the letter, I said to Michelle, "Hey, Michelle, I'm hoping everything is well with you and everything is successful as everything is well and successful with the Cowboys." First of all, that would be pretty cruel for me to wish that, because the Cowboys, they are a train wreck waiting to happen. They are a disaster waiting to happen. They will break your heart, stab you in the heart. And so that would be, honestly, that would be unchristian-like for me to wish that. But that aside, if that was the greeting of my letter to Michelle, you couldn't then take that greeting and apply it to yourself. I am saying that to Michelle as a greeting. And guess what? Michelle wouldn't take that greeting as a promise. She wouldn't take my greeting to her as, you know what? Oh man, everything is going to be successful. If the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, then that means that everything that I own, everything that I have is going to prosper, and I'm going to have wonderful breakthrough and blessing in every area of my life. She would take that. She would look at that greeting and she would read it as what it is. Pleasantries, opening a letter. And that's what's happening in 3 John. That is not a promise of prosperity and health. And so don't use it as such.